So how can you name this compound? What will be the name?
Ma'am, does it start with 2-chloro?
2-chloro, okay, because after numbering, while naming, you need to follow the alphabetic order if you have different functional groups, right? Okay, so it will be
2-chloro, 1-methyl, 4-nitrobenzene.
2-chloro, 1-methyl, 4-nitrobenzene. Are you all getting it right? Any
Yes,
doubt
ma'am.
in this? Yeah, okay. So let's move to the next one. Here it's already numbering is given because you can see OH alcohol is the most important or more prior functional group, and as you know that when alcohols are there, the name of the compound. Hmm. What will be the name of the compound? If benzene comes along with OH, there is a special name for this compound.
Will it be like something like benzol?
This is known as phenol. Okay, this is the what you can say common name and as well as the IUPAC name of this compound. When benzene is there along with the OH group, it is known as phenol.
Ma'am, so is it
So the
three,
compound is 3,
four
4 dimethyl phenol.
dimethyl phenol?
Yeah, 3,4 dimethyl phenol. So you can write 3,4 dimethyl phenol. Okay, so this is a very important compound. We don't write it as benz alcohol or something, that is a different thing. We write it as phenol. Am I clear? So note down this point. Phenol is
Yes, ma'am.
benzene ring with OH. That kind of alcohol is separately known as phenol. And when the phenol is present and you have got two alkyl group, then you need to position these alkyl group, the number them as per the priority order. The least number possible is 3 and 4. So this is the order possible and you can name it as 3,4-dimethyl phenol. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now let's do reverse way. I have given the four names and you need to draw the structures for these compound because in the exam either name will be given to draw the structure or the structure will be given to name the compound. So it could be in either way. So let's try in the other way. Orthoethyl anisole. So I have already given the name anisole. What is it? It's a then you need to look into the position. So before that, before we start solving this one, you might have seen that the rather than the numbering, they have written O, P, etc. right? What does that means? Have you heard of this OP, etc.? Sometimes they will write M.
Ma'am,
Anybody?
ortho, para, and meta.
Yeah. See, this is actually ortho, para, and meta. These are the common numbering system, like what we can say. IUPAC system is to number the carbon to identify the position. So ortho, para, and meta are the terminology. These are the terminology in for today. Ortho, para, and meta. These three are the terminology associated with the common naming system. And if the question is about IUPAC naming, then you should not be using these terms. So these terms are associated with the common naming system. And in order to understand what is ortho, para, and meta position, let's look into the benzene ring. Okay. And these ortho, para, and meta positions are used when a benzene is at least two positions are substituted with some other functional group. If it is a mono substituted, that is only one hydrogen is replaced with a functional group, then there is no need of using these terminology ortho, para, and meta. So if you have already one group present, I'm just writing it as X, okay? Then if the second functional group is in this way, okay? So these two positions are known as ortho positions. I repeat, ortho, para, and meta, these terminologies are used when minimum two substituents are present on the benzene ring. So one will be the major, the prior group, and the second functional group on the benzene ring, if it is on the adjacent position of the first prior group, okay, that is why these two positions are called ortho positions. That means adjacent to the first or the first prior group. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, so we used OP and M only when there's one substitute, right?
More than one substituent. If there is only one, no need to use ortho, para, and meta. Ortho mean ortho with respect to the most prior group. That is what the meaning. So that is why I wrote X, which is the first substituent. If the second substituent is on either of these two adjacent position, okay, then it is known as ortho. Say example, see this is all our carbon. There are 6 carbon atoms. So we are looking into the position. So in IUPAC naming, we in order to differentiate these carbon, we used to number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. But in common naming system, there is no numbering. They are just identifying the position with the words, with the terminology ortho, para, and meta. Ortho position mean from the first prior substituent, the adjacent two position, the neighboring two position carbon atoms are orthocarbons. Okay, and similarly, these two carbons are called metacarbons. And the last one, which is exactly opposite to the first prior group, is known as the para position or the para carbon. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just show one example over here before we start solving the given question. So if you have this compound which we have already discussed, we used to write IUPAC naming as 1,2-dibromobenzene, right? That is how we named it in the IUPAC position, right? Because in IUPAC we used to number the position of the carbon. So how can you name the same compound in common naming? So what is this position? If I consider this as the first functional group, the second functional group is on the ortho position, right? So this will be ortho dibromobenzene. That means it is two benzene group in ortho positions. That means adjacent to each other. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, or if you look into the other one where there are two different functional groups, say example, you have NO2 and you have, say example, chlorine. So how can you name it using common naming system? NO2 and chlorine. Or I'll just change the position. Let me just change the position. I'll put chlorine in the opposite. So how can you name this compound? In both the way, like IUPAC and also in the common naming system.
Ma'am, is it p-chloronitrobenzene?
It will be
Ma'am, p-chloronitrobenzene.
para position. So it is a para chloro. So for para we write only P. So it is para chloro nitrobenzene. Or if it was IUPAC name system, then how can you name this compound?
1-chloro-4-nitrobenzene.
Yeah, because priority is for halogen compared to that of NO2. So you will write it as 1, 2, 3, 4. So as Rikeshav said, it will be 1-chloro-4-nitrobenzene. So in common name system, you don't have to worry about numbering. It is just looking into the position between the substituents, you can name the compound. So only need to understand ortho means, that is the only point to understand in this naming. Ortho mean if this is the main carbon, then if it is comes on the either side, the adjacent position, that is what ortho. These two position which is equidistant from the first carbon, that is on the second, say from this side it is 1 and 2 and from this side this is again 1 and 2. So these two positions are identical and those positions are known as meta. So there are two ortho positions, two meta positions, and there is only one para position for a substituted benzene. I hope it is clear. Any doubt in the ortho, para and meta naming? So shall we start drawing the structures of these compounds? So let's start from the first one.
Ma'am, what does ortho and para means?
No, it's actually ortho, like adjacent.
Okay.
Okay, let's do the first one. Orthoethyl anisole. Orthoethyl anisole. So you need to draw the structure of anisole, and in the structure of anisole, with respect to its ortho position, there is a ethyl group. That is how you will understand the naming. This is a common naming system where we use ortho and para terminology. So the first name was orthoethyl anisole. So you need to draw the structure of an anisole. What is an anisole? I think I have already shared these structures yesterday itself. What is the structure of anisole? Benzene ring with which compound is known as anisole? Benzene ring with
Ma'am, OMe or CH3?
OCH3. Yes, April, correct. OCH3. This is what the structure of anisole. Okay. But this is orthoethyl anisole. So you draw the structure of anisole, and with respect to it, at the ortho position, there is a ethyl group. So you can either draw here as ethyl, that is C2H5, or you can draw it in the other side also. Whichever way it is correct. You can either draw this way also. OCH3 and C2H5. Both are technically ortho position. So you can draw ethyl group on either side of OHCH3. Both are correct. This is how you will draw structure of orthoethyl anisole. That means first you have to draw the structure of anisole, and with respect to the main functional group at ortho position, you have a ethyl group. Okay, let's do the second one. Para-nitroaniline. Para-nitroaniline. So you need to know what is the structure of aniline. Then with respect to that aniline, on the para position, you have a nitro group. So that is how you will draw the structure. You should know what is first thing you need to draw. Then you can find the ortho para positions. So what is an aniline?
Ma'am, aminobenzene.
Yeah, aminobenzene. That means benzene compound. Correct, Siddharth. So benzene ring with NH2 is known as aniline, and which is the para position to the aniline?
And the one opposite to it.
Opposite.
Yeah, yes, Siju. So this will be NO2. Para-nitroaniline. Is that clear now? Is it better? Are you comfortable in using the ortho and meta para terminology now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's look into the third one. 2,3-dibromo, 1-phenyl pentane. So here one thing you might have seen that the usage of the word phenyl. So what is that phenyl? Because maybe you're using it for the first time. What is a phenyl?
Benzene chain with alcohol.
That is phenol. Benzene ring with OH is
Is
phenol.
it a benzene ring with
Alcohol always.
alcohol and one alkyl group?
Okay. Nothing. It's very as simple. When benzene ring comes as a branch, we call it as phenyl. That means C6H6 is benzene, right? Like normally we know that methane is CH4. When methane comes as a branch, we write it as CH3 and its name is methyl, right? This is how for the normal long chain compounds, straight chain compounds. Similarly, benzene, that is the aromatic compound, hydrocarbon, can also be comes as a branch. That means it is not the main structure. You don't have to count the number of carbon atom in the benzene. This is comes as a branch. This is not the main parent chain. In such cases, we write it as C6H5, one hydrogen less. Exactly like in this way. Methane is CH4. When it comes as a branch, we write it as CH3, one hydrogen reduced. And we call it as methyl, YL. Similarly, ethane is C2H6. That is ethane. When it comes as a branch, we reduce one hydrogen. So it will be C2H5 and we write the name as ethyl. Right? Exactly in the same manner, when aromatic compound, these two were long chain, straight chain compounds. When aromatic compound, the simplest aromatic compound is benzene, it also can be part of a branch. It's not compulsory that all the time you need to number the benzene ring. If that is not the main thing, when it comes as a branch, again we'll write one hydrogen less with the formula like C6H5. At that time, we rather than calling it as benzyl, we call it as phenyl. This is very, very important because most of the time people get confused with the usage of the word benzyl and phenyl. Benzyl is something entirely different that I am not explaining now because that will be confusing you. That we will discuss later. But phenyl is just a benzene ring, but when comes as a branch, so when it's connected with something else, one hydrogen will be less than with the normal formula. So this is known as C6H5. When it comes as a branch, we call it as phenyl. Is that clear? Or you want me to explain it again?
No, ma'am, clear.
Okay, I'll just repeat even if anybody is there who is not following. Normally for a long chain compound, when it comes as a branch, we write it with the formula one hydrogen reduced. Say CH4 is methane, and when it comes as a branch, we call it as methyl with the formula CH3, that is one hydrogen less than the parent compound. Similarly, for ethane, we write it as ethyl with one hydrogen less when it comes as a branch. The same manner, a benzene compound or a benzene ring or any other aromatic compound can also be comes as a branch. In such cases, when it comes as a branch, rather than writing it as benzyl, we write it as phenyl and with the formula C6H5. Okay, so let's solve this third one. Fourth one we will discuss tomorrow. Then we will wind up today's lesson. Third one, 2,3-dibromo, 1-phenyl pentane. So always the one which is ending is the parent chain. That is what the main structure. So here you have to draw a pentane. So pentane mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, first draw the skeletal structure. Don't put the hydrogen in the beginning. Hydrogen will be put only at the last. Okay, now you start filling with the branches or the substituent. Okay. On the first carbon atom, you have a phenyl group. That means there is a benzene ring. You can either write C6H5 or you can draw a benzene structure. It's up to you. And on the second carbon atom, you have a bromine. And on the third carbon atom also, you have a bromine. Now you have to fill with the hydrogen in such a way that each carbon will have maximum of 4 bonds. So accordingly, you have to write the number of hydrogen. So if you look into the first carbon atom, it is already have got 2 bonds. So 2 more is left. So I will write CH2. On the second carbon atom, carbon is already making 3 bonds. So 1 more is left. So that is CH, 1 hydrogen. For the third carbon atom also same thing. 3 bonds is already made. So fourth one is with hydrogen. Then the fourth carbon atom, 2 bonds are made. So 2 more is left. That is CH2. And the last carbon atom, only a single bond is made. So you have 3 more left. That is CH3. So this is how you can draw the structure of 2,3-dibromo 1-phenyl pentane. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anyway, it's time to wind up. So we'll continue the discussion tomorrow, but please go through these points before you come for the next class. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.